Hello there, my name is Carol King and I am the developer of Custom Homebuilders Solutions, also known as CHS. It is a job costing, full accounting program and profit management software for the professional custom home builder. In this video, I would like to introduce you to some of the reasons that I believe CHS is unique from other software that talk about being job costing software. One uniqueness, first of all, is that CHS is its own full accounting program and is not trying to integrate with some generic software like QuickBooks, etc., to somehow piece some things together. I got involved in this 16 years ago at the request of several custom home builders, and after working myself as a controller in the back office of a successful home builder and becoming very, very tired actually of creating tons of Excel spreadsheets to deal with all of the things that the builder needed to watch job costs, watch where the profits were heading, give reports to all sorts of outside entities that could have an impact on the home builder's business, like bankers, insurance auditors, etc., etc., etc. And I wanted it to be a full accounting, powerful accounting that had all of the features that my picky person, which is me, wanted. Very powerful search features, financial statements, everything else that I would need to do accounting. So what I've done first, I'm going to jump to the program here in just a minute, but I've opened our website where we, of course, tout our product. And I wanted to just show you a couple of things. First of all, the pictures that you see at the top are from various ones of builders that are customers of CHS, etc. And if you go to testimonials, you can see that we have lots of testimonials. We even have way more than what we put on here. And you can click a button to listen to what some of those builders say. Right here you can see who the builder is that the picture goes with. And if you click About Us, you might see a little bit more about me and what I've been up to and talking about why I did this, and even a picture of me. And also, we are very open and transparent, so you can click the price button and see what the fees are for using this web-based software. This is called Subscription as a Service, which is the new type of software that most people are using. What the advantages of that is, and of course I'm touting that at the top here of this, is that it's protected, it's secure, it's private, that you do not have to have software installations, and your data is being backed up and people can use it from home while traveling in the field. There's some of our customers that have project managers out in the field using it on their tablets, etc. But what I'd like to get to real quick and just point out before I jump into the program is that there is a full list of our features down here as you scroll through with some blurbs and links to our very detailed tutorials and training about that area. These tutorials are available at the fingertip of people working inside CHS. I am way more about teaching and helping people in the offices and the staff than I am into this marketing and sales part of it. But I never thought actually that I was going to be a software company. My background and degree are in accounting, and that's what I thought I'd be doing. This will be this introduction video that you can see here, but I just wanted to point out a few of those things about our website and a little tiny bit about who we are. Now I'm going to jump back in. I'm going to open the program. So you can see that I could click Jobs, or I could click under Accounting. And yes, you can get full balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow, and all of those by job and by departments that you can set up. You can post adjusting journal entries. You can set up the chart of accounts. You can load the recommended National Association of Home Builders chart of accounts and tweak it, or a simpler one that I made, or set up your own from scratch for your accounting. Under vendors and payables, you can see that yes, you're printing checks, you're posting payables. Our features for accounts payable are very, very powerful for custom home builders in that as soon as the bookkeeper is entering bills, they can get warned about insurance expirations, other alert notes that you've posted, The bill, when you're entering the bill, will ask you if their insurance is expired, if you want to deduct some, and it will handle that. It will alert you about overages. If you select from doing purchase orders, which you don't have to use but are a very powerful tool, then that bookkeeper can quickly get that bill entered, and will get, also entering bills, will get alerts, can write notes right away to the project managers or builder about overages, and upload and attach a copy of the bill so that project managers can get on here and look at the list of bills just for their jobs. They can't see all the overhead bills, and drill down to see if there's overages, can look at a copy of the bill, can see any notes from the bookkeeper right on that screen, and check mark them as okay to pay. That right there is one of the powerful features of having a program that is a full accounting software, so that you can pull from the accounting stuff and the bills that were entered, and that project manager doesn't have to get some big huge stack of bills to plow through and code, etc. Actually, with using purchase orders, there's not much coding that's required, because the bookkeeper would probably be entering job cost bills from the purchase orders. So that's one little feature. By using purchase orders, the project manager can get on here on their tablet and mark work done on certain POs and write notes to the boss about what work has been done, and I'll show you a little bit of that. You can do major draw requests, and I think I'll jump to that at the end of this video to show that a little bit. You can, of course, do your bank recs and look at all your cash balances based on deposits that you've posted. And deposits are great, and there's great tools. If I go to the deposit window, the fact that this is a full accounting program means that I have like tutorials about how to enter a zero deposit. Maybe you didn't get any money, but you got a lot draw, and you need to get that posted to your books as a job cost for the lot and as your first draw under construction loans payable. There's detailed tutorials about how to do that. There's also detailed tutorials about how to handle that check that you get at job closing, and how to get both the job revenues and job costs, like the closing costs for the job, off of the HUD statement, and how you get that posted. Also, CHS is so powerful for tracking things by job that you can bring up a screen to close the job, see the balances on your balance sheet if you're on completed contract method just for that job, and then there's buttons to click to quickly create the job closing entry. I'm not going into all that other than to let you know that this is a powerful accounting program. Back on the Home tab, if you go to Accounting and you just want to look at general ledgers or look up various records posted to your accounting, there are powerful search features. That's what part of this is, but you can open the great big accounting database, print general ledgers that group and total under each account on your chart of accounts by vendor or by job or by costs from your cost codes, etc. So many tools that I wished I'd had that I could open. I can search for anything in that accounting database that I want and produce it. So hopefully that gives you a little idea of how powerful this is as both a job costing and an accounting program. Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to start, I think, first of all, let me say that if you click the Jobs Project Management to see various things, if you were clicking on these buttons, it would then ask you which job or jobs you're wanting to work on. There's also an active jobs dashboard, but if you're going to be working on just one job, you can click the job and get all these features to get to various things, and it'll know which job that you're asking for. But first of all, like I said, I want to start at the end, which is something called Owner Review, which you can see no matter what button you click here. You just open it and it's available. It's the Owner Review of open jobs, and one feature, well, two or three, several features that CHS has that I just haven't seen in other programs is, number one, it can figure out and pull in all your numbers from your original budget, from your change orders, from your purchase orders, from actual job costs posted, and daily be calculating where your estimated or your projected costs are heading, and we'll look at that just a little bit in this video. It can also figure out, based on the type of job, whether it's fixed contract, cost plus builder fee, cost plus markup. And it can calculate from your original estimated price you enter when you're doing the job budgets or estimates, and your original estimated profit based on your job budget. Then it can come up with a revised price based on the type of job that you have, based on things happening, based on change orders issued, allowances over, under, etc. Then it will take away the current estimated cost at completion, your current projected costs, and come up with the current estimated profit and show the profit difference. Another big powerful difference in CHS that I don't see in a lot of softwares is how it can track cash by job. Notice that this is showing the balance of cash in and out for each one of these jobs, and also the current accounts payable that have been posted for that job, and so what cash is available. So this is a quick glance to see, well, who do I need to take draws for? I'd like to drill down on this cost plus builder fee job because I'm wanting to inspect maybe where this profit difference came from. I don't want to spend too much time in this video, but I'd like you to glance at it. You'll see that there's another video that comes up that really gets into detail explaining this screen. But notice that there's a job budget that you can enter in a profit margin that you'd like to receive. You check mark that this is a cost plus fee or markup, etc. CHS will give you some suggested prices if it's a fixed, a suggested markup percent if it's a cost plus markup, or a suggested builder fee, which is what we did put here. So we take the budget plus the fee minus the current budget to come up with the original estimated profit. Then we take the current projected cost based on how CHS is calculating that for you all the time, and plus that builder fee, and plus any change order fees to get a revised price. You can drill down on those change orders. I won't do that right now. Then you take that revised price minus the current estimated cost of completion to get the revised profit. Let me show you a little bit of a difference in what it looks like on this one that seems to be going under what we projected our profit to be. This is a fixed contract, and I'm going to jump off this screen. You could pause it and I think figure it out. But notice that it's a little different here. It has a fixed price that we typed in, plus it's giving you the change order prices, plus allowances over or under actually. So that's another powerful tool. I won't go into it, but you can watch other videos about how CHS is tracking allowance overs and unders and can tell you how much over they might owe you for that. So you can pause this and look at that. The cost plus markup one will do all of that with a markup percent. Again, it will track cash by job, and I'm going to show you a little more detail about that in a minute. You could drill down on those open accounts payable bills and see a vendor ledger of them just for that job, if you like to see what those bills are at the moment. Although you'd probably go to the screen if you're really doing anything about those unpaid bills for the job, the screen where you can approve them to pay if you happen to be the big boss or the project manager. Another way to quickly review all of this is to open a report at the top of the window and see all of this information in a landscape report that it'll bring in and can be handed to the builder, etc. It's a report that's grouping things by the contract type. Here's cost plus fee, cost plus markup. And the first columns here, we talked about how CHS is coming up with the revised profit variance. You can study on these columns if you like to pause this video, but we basically also went over that. But what you can also see is the total of job revenues received, which means it shows also the remaining revenues received based on the revised contract price, actual job costs that have already been paid, so costs remaining to pay, which is taking the estimated cost of completion minus the paid amount. So the net of additional revenues to receive and additional things to pay out is that amount. It shows the cash flow balance. This could be affected a little by some journal entries that aren't actually posted to job costs and revenues, but do have a job code to them. It's pretty smart about that, knowing how much has really been contributed by that job. And then unpaid accounts payable, like we saw in the window, and the balances due. So you can see how powerful that report is for gathering all of that information just at the click of a button. Down here, it's showing each job and what the current projected costs are for each job. We call that estimated cost at completion in CHS, and we call it ECC for short. Notice that you can drill down to see the original budget, which I already have open, and that's another thing. After you open things, they'll be in tabs for you already, and you can jump back and forth to them without doing much about it. I'm not going to go a whole lot into doing a budget, other than to say one powerful feature is that you could drill down on the history. Let me go down here. Let me see if I spot something I want to look at real quickly. Let's try this rough electrical and notice how this changes over here. But you could drill down to the history, see averages from other jobs for rough electrical, etc., and have that help you figure out how much to budget for here. You can get vendor bids, upload them, attach a copy of the bid, create POs from those, and then send the PO out with the bid attached saying per your attached bid, which is really handy. These are cost codes over here that we call them in CHS. You can set up your own from scratch or load the recommended NAHB ones and tweak them as you like. These are called cost centers, and these are used throughout the program when you enter those change orders, purchase orders, this budget, or your actual costs, and that's how we're able to bring everything together from accounting to the fact that this is a budget is entered by the builder or project manager. Notice that this quantity percent field, they brought in the living square feet, which was set up when they set up the job. They also set up their cost code master and told it, when I open a new budget, I want you to drop the living square feet in for rough electrical and a default unit price, which you can change as you're working on your budget. But you can set up a powerful master that will bring in a lot of numbers for you. The other thing is that behind each one of these, in order to make these not too detailed, you can set up a list of items. Like if it was masonry materials, you could do masonry ties and bricks and this and that if you were so inclined, and make assemblies of those, etc. You can write internal notes and you can write buyer notes that are more fancy. Let me just jump to a couple of the printouts for this. This is our cost plus builder fee. When you first click all budget reports, it's going to ask you which style, because you can set up various different styles like construction, not for review, etc., and more than one, more than two, all kinds of styles that will control what title, header, and footer are printed on the reports once you open them. You can see that if you open the window for budget reports, there's all kinds of buttons here, and don't let that overwhelm you. If you break it down, maybe you're just wanting reports for budgeted costs only. If it's cost plus builder fee, budgeted and marked up for cost plus markup, marked up only, some with notes, with all your notes, with just buyer notes, maybe ones that include tax if you're in a state like that you have to put tax on. The reason there's an area for include zero lines is when you first open a budget, you might bring in all your cost codes, and a bunch of them don't have amounts, but maybe you want to print a report to see what you might have missed budgeting for. When you finish doing your budget and you're ready, you can click a button to get rid of all the zero lines. But that's what I wanted to show you real quickly, why some builders call me and say they got the job. I've already opened some of those. This builder titled construction budget, it was this particular kind of job. And this is budget and marked up, and he said to include all notes, so it has both internal notes in gray and the buyer more fancy notes there. So it's a pretty powerful one that shows everything you've done for yourself. You probably wouldn't give this one to a cost plus builder fee person, but you might give it to a cost plus markup person. Let me go here to the next one and see what we've got. This is no zeros, and this is just the marked up amount, and you don't see that here, which you might give actually to a fixed contract person. You don't want them to see your budgeted costs at all. You just want them to see the marked up amounts and the price. This builder in his footer uploaded a signature, so that's the one you might use for fixed contract. I don't know what this one is. Oh, this is one that is showing all the items, like here's masonry, and it's showing all the items behind that, those detailed items like I was talking about, if you want to print one that's like that. This one is the one, probably you might, this is another one, another style I selected for one of his styles he set up, and here's his verbiage for the top. You can see how much you can control this. This might be one that you print for just the cost plus builder fee and come down to the bottom and then see the builder fee added at the bottom, etc. So that's, you can also get, I think I have one like that. One that's not all those detailed cost codes and is just the group totals. You noticed if you look there was group headings, so that's a much shorter one without so much detail. So you can see all the different choices that you might have for printing budgets and why some builders call me and say they got the job because of that. Let me get back to the owner review real quick, and I'll try to see how much I can speed this up. But notice how you can drill down for this job on the change orders issued. You can see how you estimated a cost for the various change orders, how you established a price on the screen where you enter it. You might have 3 or 4 lines, like a sunroom. You might have framing labor or some slab cost or various things. You might make 2 or 3 lines for that, but you're using cost codes. You're estimating the cost. Then here's the estimated profit and the price with tax, and also notice that you can see total payments and drill down on those for those change orders and balances due. I'm not going to spend any more time on change orders. Please look at our tutorials about that, but you can get an idea. Another powerful feature, like I said, is to be able to use purchase orders in CHS, and you can see at a glance once this opens, it's doing some calculating and bringing in some numbers from accounting is where you see the little pause, but think how long it would take you to run around and find those numbers. But you can note, you can see here that there's a PO total. These are grouped by cost code. The actual posted costs, you can drill down on them and you can see what was posted as actual posted costs, and even edit those a little bit if you need to, and see the detail behind that. I'm afraid I might have caused this to, no I didn't. Also how much is outstanding, how much has been actually paid. This will show paid and unpaid costs. It's the posted costs, and then this will show how much is paid, how much is remaining to pay. This is posted unpaid, this is paid on this $2,400. So how much is remaining to pay. There's powerful search features if you're just interested in, and you could just start typing. I'm going to see if there's a Varnell here. No, I'm sorry. Let's just do our ABC Foundation and say we just want to see all the POs for this job that have been issued to this particular vendor. And you can get powerful reports as a result of what you searched for. So you can see how you can drill down and just see those purchase orders there. And you can drill down, of course there's lots of other places to do various kinds of actual job costs, reports, etc. But you could drill down right here to open a list of all the actual, a database of all the actual cost detail. And you can do big searches for certain vendors, certain cost codes, this and that. These are by cost codes and showing the detail of the entries made, usually through accounts payable. You have various kinds of reports by cost, by this, by that, and I won't get all that opened right now. Actual costs are the ones posted to your accounting database, and that's why it can come in here so fast. And then you'll see the current projected cost for this job, the estimated cost of completion, and whether that estimated cost of completion is over or under, and it's in red if it's over or under your original budget, your total budget. And if you drill down on that, you will open the estimated cost of completion worksheet, which is one of the most very powerful features. It is bringing in all of this for you. You're not going and creating some big Excel spreadsheet to re-enter stuff from accounting and do double entry and even maybe make mistakes as you're doing the entry. CHS, because you've attached a cost code to all of these, can bring all of these numbers in and make this into an active worksheet for you to do some things to. So let me just explain 2 or 3 of these. Notice that on this roofing turnkey, we had an original budget, plus we apparently did a change order and did one of the lines to roofing turnkey. You can drill down on that and see what that change order is for. This is the estimated cost, not the price. This is a cost, your cost worksheet to see where your costs are headed. Right down over here, right down here, even early in the job, you can see if you're over or under budget as you go. which is very different than just comparing budget to actual costs, to have something that is calculating your current estimated cost at completion right now. But anyway, I can see I have a total budget of that. I can see I issued POs for this amount, which means I haven't issued one yet for the change order, which you can do right when you're doing it. I can see how much actual costs and drill down on those like on the other screen to review those. And you can see that the current estimated cost at completion right now is the total of the original budget plus the change orders, because that's the highest thing across this line. Let's take a look at, let's see if I can see one here. Well, right here, you can see the POs are issued for less than the actual budget, and we've check marked that that's what our cost will be. So it says use POs, and so we see the 3,300. You can see right here that we have actually typed in an amount to override and become the ECC. You can use the pencil edit icon, type some notes about why you're doing that. Maybe you've talked to somebody in the field. I see builders all the time running around with scribble sheets trying to figure out where they're at. They just talked to somebody. They know they're going to have to pay more than what they issued the PO for whatever reason, and they can type the reason here. Let's go up to one that shows a big overage, and you can watch your over budget numbers right here. This one says 2,000. Another thing I'd like to point out is how CHS is showing you how much of this estimated cost of completion has been paid, how much is outstanding. That can be very valuable near the end of the job, and that's another powerful reason for having purchase orders, so that you know about them even if you haven't done actual costs yet. What I'd like you to notice is that there's also notes being written from everybody in and outside of the field. The field could write notes on the budget when screen itself, or when they changed a number. You can also see all the purchase orders issued and the amounts and any notes that the field wrote when they opened the purchase orders to mark work as done, or to write notes about the purchase orders and where they're at on it. Then you can see all the bills that have been posted, whether they're paid or not, whether they've been okayed. OK1 is usually for the happens from the project manager, and OK2 is from the big boss. And any notes the bookkeepers and project managers are writing back and forth about that cost. So you can see how powerful that is. The real variance reports, etc., come from this window, and from some other areas. You can open this window. You can see there's all kinds of variance reports, just actual job cost detail too, but the variance reports are usually based on the current ECC. You can get a simple budget to actual if you like, but I don't think that means that much until the end of the job. You want to be comparing to what your current estimated cost at completion is. One big powerful report is the variance cost approval report, which I think I already did one, that I see builders carrying around, because on it you can see a line for the estimated cost at completion. There's that one we were just looking at that was over budget by 2,000. And you can see below it the detail of all the actual costs that have been posted. So you can see how powerful that is for the fact that we are in accounting and able to pull together a worksheet like that just instantly. I know people rely on this every single day. The other thing I didn't mention is, notice how this $2,300 is check marked as actual cost done. In other words, they know for some reason they've posted all the costs and they will not be paying the whole $2,500, and so the ECC is now $2,300. If I uncheck that, the ECC would become $2,500. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how all that stands. I did say I wanted to mention how CHS is really powerful about tracking cash by job. You'll notice, like I said, that you can do balance sheets. If you click this for balance sheets and trial balances, you can do that both by job and by department. You can set up various departments as you like for accounting, and be able to produce financials for that department. Like maybe you have a spec department, a remodeling department, or maybe a real estate department, or property management, or whatever you might have. CHS is a powerful accounting program so that you can handle most anything you like, and different types of jobs, specs or custom homes, etc. But what I wanted to point out first about the cash is, maybe I jump over here and I want to analyze my cash and credit card accounts by job. Now notice how fast CHS has gone to the accounting. Here's that job I've been looking at. It is showing me how much is in each checking account and credit cards payable that have been posted, bills that have been posted to credit cards payable for that job. So you can see the balance, how much that cash, that job has contributed to each bank account in and out. You can drill down to the deposits, drill down to the payables, see that amount that was on our report for what the cash flow balance is. Credit cards are included because you will be paying the credit cards. You can pay Joe the plumber with a credit card, but you post it to Joe the plumber in accounts payable, mark it as paid by a credit card, and tell it which credit card paid it. And that way you can get printouts for Joe the plumber, 1099s, this and that. You don't go posting it to the credit card. You tell CHS which credit card paid it. And it's included in this cash flow because you might be coming along and paying one big lump sum, and part of that is for the job. So you can see how quickly it did something like that. The other thing on the financials that I hear people say all of the time, every week practically I hear this, that you could do a trial balance of your accounts by job. You first can click it and open a window that will give you some drill down capabilities. But you can see that these are accounts on your chart of accounts, and you can see there's a list of jobs and how much is in that account for each and every job. You can drill down to things. You can be trying to tie your actual job cost subsidiary reports to the amount on your accounting, and I even have videos about how to make sure that's all working. But this is really powerful for you to look at the end of each job for your bookkeeper to make sure that, say in your work in progress account, this is a work in progress account by NAHB, that there aren't any jobs showing up that should have been closed and not be in work in progress anymore. And you can spot that by being able to print things like this and go take care of closing that job again. So hopefully that gives you a little idea. You'll see that you can also do, when you pull up income statements, you can do a period, a range of dates, and you can ask for little ones for both the job and the department, or range of jobs, etc. for that. I said I would jump over and show you how quickly something like doing draw requests can happen because you're associated with accounting. But we'll go to the draw request window real quick. I'll do that cost plus builder fee job again. I'll click this button for that. It already has 2 draw requests in it, but I'd like to show you that if I said I wanted to, and you can drill down to see that, you can also drill down to see the, since it's cost plus builder fee, it's pulling all the actual costs that you've posted and doing a draw request for those, and then adding the builder fee. This is just your list of the costs that you drew. I'll show you the draw request here in just a minute. But you prepare a new draw request. It asks for a cutoff date. First screen it opens is all your costs from your accounting that have not been included on a draw request before. You can uncheck ones that you don't want to include. You can continue to the draw worksheet. You can see what it's going to include in the current draw under ready to draw, and you can see the prior draw and drill down to what those are. You can see all the added actual costs, which is a combination of ready to draw and prior drawn, that kind of thing. And then continue, and CHS will help you calc a builder fee to add to this draw request, or you can type one of your own in. I'm not going to go that far with all of this. I will show you the draw request that was produced for draw number 2. You can either do a detailed one with all the cost codes or do one that's just these group totals only. This builder chose to do a detailed one, and it comes down and shows the total of those costs and then adds a builder fee that you typed into it for your current draw. And this builder asked for a list of revenues to be attached. You don't have to, and a list of change orders and their amounts. You don't have to, but you can see how all of that can be pulled, how you can create a draw request from the cost. If you have a fixed contract, we have a % complete draw request that are pull in your marked up budget amounts, which hopefully after you did your budget and figure out your price, you had that budget marked up to equal pretty much. And there's tools to do that in CHS to equal your price. So then you're just drawing certain percents for that, etc. So I think that's all I wanted to say in this video. I hope I have given you some information about how powerful it is to be using a program. You may have people that are doing outstanding spreadsheets for you, giving your information, but I bet they have to spend hours doing it. I bet you have to wait on it to get them. And I think that it really helps for builders to go ahead and give their staff, give their bookkeeper, accountant, and project manager some tools they can use to save them tons of time, and then have a program where you, as the builder, can click a button and pull up the information that you need to see on a daily basis. So thank you for watching, and I'll have a little bit more introduction about accounting videos, etc. That you'll see, or you can drill down to our detailed tutorial ones. Those really are training, as if you're in training class. So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to call, and thank you for watching.